So here's my theory. Okay? Because we have a situation, and we're going to run into this situation very soon. In fact, I might just decide to get surface tension out of the way tonight. But we're going to run into this situation pretty much immediately. And that is, there appear to be two different 7 of 9s. 7s of 9, if you will. There is one that is in... There's the Voyager 7 of 9, who looks like she hasn't aged a day in 30 years in the Delta... Why am I soloing? In the Delta Quadrant arc. I wonder if there's a picture of her at any point. There's no picture of her. That's unfortunate. So there's the 7 of 9 in here who hasn't aged a day in like 30 years. And then there's Picard 7 of 9, who is... Well, Jerry Ryan still hasn't aged a day in 30 years. I have a theory. Here's my headcanon that explains this. To explain this. My headcanon is, at some point, just like Riker, 7 of 9 got duplicated, and now there's 2 of them. Simple. So, or maybe there was like an accident and she got duplicated, and one of the duplicates went through time, whatever. So, but there are very clearly 2 different 7 of 9s in this game. There's Voyager 7 of 9 and there's Picard 7 of 9, and they're running around at roughly the same time. One of them is in the Delta Quadrant, one of them is running around in the Alpha Quadrant, being lame. Being a psychopath killer. I much prefer the Voyager version over the Picard version. Then again, I much prefer most things over Picard. If you want to hear me watch Picard, the audio podcast is on the Patreon. Who cares? Is that a combat pet? Relative paid. Okay, so it's a combat pet. Okay. I'm not gonna get it, but okay. That's still related. I don't give a shit about anything. I don't give a shit about no fucking busted discount rip-off astromech droids. And I don't give a shit about your stupid hover droids. This is Star Trek. Okay, you have exocomps. That's it. That's really it. You have data and exocomps. Like there ain't no droids floating all over the place in Star Trek. There's androids. There's gynoids. But there's no, like, fucking stupid astromech droids like in Star Wars. Yes, give me the Horta. Not claiming that tardigrade. Claiming this one, though. I'll unpackage those and give those to my boffs. I really do need to manage this inventory. Alright, let's look at the boffs. Let's see. Locke. Locke's got a Horta. What's Hunter got? Let's see. Kelvin timeline. Lose it! Let's see. I think Lima has an abundance of stuff. Where's the science specialization? We haven't had a new specialization in a while. I'm wondering where's the medical / science specialization? Because Miracle Worker is real good. Here is a question. How many people playing this game know who the hell this guy is? How many people playing the game today know who this guy is? Drekkies aren't going to know who this guy is. And shame on you if you don't. I believe this book series is now over. I think it ended with The Returned. So, if you want to read New Frontier, beginning to end, you can do that now. And I suggest you go do so, because New Frontier is fantastic. And once upon a time, this game was based on the books. This game took a lot from the books. Sadly, that got phased out over time, which is just a criminal. It's real criminal. It's just super criminal that all the book stuff got phased out, because there was some great stuff there. There's some great missions too. The one that really stands out in my head was Saturday's Child, which was a direct reference to the books. It had a character from the books in it, although he was really just like an NPC that you spoke to, and that was it. But it was still cool seeing him there. The Luna class in this game is from the books. Previously, the books are all you had for the Luna class, for like what it might look like. The books and about the 8 bajillion fan-made mods speculating on what the hell the Titan was going to look like. A lot of them were like, a lot of the fan mods were like, it's gotta be something like a big galaxy-esque ship, but sovereign was how a lot of those designs went. And the design they eventually settled on is best described by one of my Star Trek Adventures players as a science sovereign. I think that's a good description of the Luna. The Sovereign class is a tactical cruiser. It is a Borg annihilating dreadnought designed to protect the Federation, and the Luna is basically a sovereign without the mission statement of fighting the Borg. Which makes sense to a degree, because the Luna, in its backstory, actually comes up alongside the Sovereign. It was like early 2370s, and there was an onboard disaster on the Pathfinder, the Luna herself. And then it got benched. Okay, that Sompeg is not going to pop, so we're just going to leave that queue right now. And we might as well get the Solidity Dyson Sphere over with. Where's he going? What's he doing? Does he even know? Let's see. Service tension. Recent events have underscored the threat posed by the Undine. The native species of fluidic space, these aliens have infiltrated galactic powers, including the Federation, by using their shape-shifting and telepathic abilities. In an attempt to form a united front against this threat, I have called for a summit to discuss the means by which the various governments of the Alpha and Beta quadrants can detect and neutralize the Undine presence. The location for the talks will be the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. Control of this site is currently under dispute by the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic. However, I believe that access to the sphere should be a secondary concern to that of the threat of the Undine. Your experiences in the field may prove to provide a valuable perspective, as well as a moderating influence. Please attend as a representative of the Federation. I sure as hell wasn't a moderating influence last time, wasn't I? I was practically goading. I'm sorry, I remember your name if you could pronounce the name of your ship correctly. But you can't. Transform. Psycho Klingon Lady. I'm blanking on her name because she's a flat character and she's boring. I thought Kagrin for a moment, but no, because Kagrin is an actual character who is less boring. I think this is the mission where I think this might be the mission where she actually started grading on a lot of people, because she only has one mode. Like her only mode is Psycho Killing Machine, whereas like Sean is this grieving widower, and he's handpicked by Data to be captain of the Enterprise. Data like chooses him as a successor, and he's wrestling with living up to the legacy of the ship, and he's got all this on his plate, and Jarak has just like her father's whole, like, the tragedy of her father, and how he was used and cast away, and how she was raised believing he was a traitor. And like her story is really the story of the Romulans in general, just casting like aside their preconceptions to embrace interstellar, being part of an interstellar community. And then you have Captain What's-Her-Face from the Klingons, who is just a psychopath. That's it. She has a boner for murder. And it never goes away. And she needs to use a fucking spell check whenever she pronounces the name of her ship. Which irks me. It irks me to no end. And they're still doing it 10 years into the game's life. Ugh. Ugh, sir.
Last time on Star Trek Online.
We are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons.
I see now my deception has been exposed.
Yeah, it was nowhere near that cool.
Has lost too many ships and too many good men and women to a fight we now
the old and busted uniforms.
Is that
an Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
Into the gateway, now!
Are all those markers Iconian gateways?
Sir, we've been scanning the gateway. The monitors on the bridge are all showing an Omega.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. We are within the Solanae Dyson Sphere, a spherical structure built around a star.
We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of Omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space.
It now appears that the Jenolan sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae, and moved to this location.
You're not Cooper.
We will repel the Undine, and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat. The Undine are a threat to us all. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy.
And now, the continuation.
Yeah, this is the mission where they made the jump to 2410. Hello. Why is the welcome screen there? Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. It is agreeable. There's supposed to be voiceover here.
Thank you for agreeing to attend this conference and supporting my position on the Undine. However, reaching a consensus today will be difficult. Many different agendas will be represented here today. I will speak to you in person shortly. Tuvok out.
Welcome to the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. Please beam down to these coordinates.
So this is the point at which they made the jump to 2410. This is also the first mission where they standardized where they standardized the Odyssey uniform. So this was the first mission where Starfleet had finally classed themselves up a bit with the uniforms.
Good to see you. I'd say you're right on time, but it looks like everyone else wants to be fashionably late. We're still finishing preparations for the conference. Admiral Tuvok is already there. The Klingon and Romulan delegates will arrive soon, so we should head inside as soon as you're ready.
Lead on, Captain. Proceeds to run in front. And I do like the Odyssey uniforms. I feel like it was brainless of Picard not to use the Odyssey uniforms, like in live action. Like, you already have the development has already been done for you, essentially, and it was a real stupid idea not to use these, because these uniforms have a lot more going on visually than the uniforms in Picard do. And they don't rely on cheap tricks either. Like, that's like the way they have it. So the costume designers of Picard and Discovery love to pat themselves on the back a lot, because they love sneaking in chevrons all over the place. Like, half the uniforms are covered into chevron in Discovery. Just covered in Starfleet chevrons. And the yoke in Picard is covered in Starfleet chevrons as well. They're, like, printed on it. That is lame. That's boring. There's a website called Deep Space Nine Jumpsuit. If you want to see the amount of actual work and craftsmanship that went into those, especially those uniforms from First Contact to Deep Space Nine, the Gray Shoulders, there's a lot going on in those uniforms and the way that they're put together. There's a lot going on. Why am I talking about this? Well, I'm talking, like I said, this was the mission where Starfleet had finally classed up their uniform code. They were using this was previously, the Odyssey uniform was previously a fleet-only thing. You could only get it from a fleet tailor if you got to like Starbase Tier 3 or something. But they eventually standardized it across all of the Federation faction. And Thomas actually released a PDF with the appropriate costume pieces and the canon, I'll say, for this game, costume pieces and color codes for everything. So we have a canon uniform code now for Star Trek Online, for the 25th century. And before that, it was just like Alpha and Jupiter and Sierra. It was just this endless hodgepodge of really weird-looking space clothes. You know, they might as well be running around in t-shirts and jeans at that point, because there's no uniformity, there's no sense of belonging to an organization at all. This was remedied slightly when they released the Jupiter uniforms. Then you saw most of the NPCs, the new ones at least, wearing some variant of that. But even so, it was like the Odyssey, like seeing everybody wearing an Odyssey all of a sudden. This was the first time you felt like you were in Starfleet. Like, this was the first time you felt like you could take these characters seriously as a future version of Starfleet.
Thank you for joining us here. We need assistance with preparations for the conference. The Romulan and Klingon delegations are still in private deliberations, but other delegates are arriving. Several preliminary tasks remain before we can begin the presentation. Your support in this matter would be appreciated.
Yep, just send the flag officer to do all the, well, secretarial stuff, sure. Right, Mayor.
Where do you want me posted, sir?
Projector. Real
Where do you want me posted, sir?
Klingons. Soshir.
Where do you want me posted, sir?
Romulans. I don't think there's any wrong decisions here. This is mostly just flavor. Oh god, is Garrett gonna have... So again, we've removed Rugen Skill, an original Stowe character. Is he like standing somewhere morosely again? I don't see him. It's like Rugen Skill just like hanging around going, I remember when I was a character.
This Cardassian thug is trying to push Bajor out of this conference. We have as much of a right to be represented here as any other world. More than the Cardassians. They're not even part of the Federation or the Klingon Empire.
Okay, calm down. What's the basis of this dispute?
I simply inquired about the ambassador's presence at the conference. After all, Bajor is a member of the Federation. Ambassador Sugihara is capable of representing them along with the Deltans, Andorians, Vulcans, and everyone else, even the Tellarites. Though I suspect they'd argue that point rather robustly.
Okay. Alright, so they've changed it so that you're not shouting Garrick down. You're both diplomats, work this out. Your people are depending on you, don't get ejected over a quarrel.
Well said. Perhaps there's hope for this conference yet. I'm quite willing to put this disagreement behind us in the interest of the bigger picture.
Thank you, Counselor.
The preliminary tasks are complete. You should speak with Admiral Tuvok again.
Don't you tell me what to do, frackin' Choaster. What's going on? Holy shit! Okay. Problem. We got some problems here. This bodes well. So, you know, I was actually wondering what was going to be the... Because there's a lot in this mission. There's a lot of scripted stuff in this mission. And I was actually wondering which one was going to break first. And that's a pretty shocking one, actually, to break first. Oh boy. Alright. Can I jump?
Thank you for your assistance.
Okay.
Please take the opportunity to speak with the various delegates. Having an understanding of the positions of each representative will facilitate more effective negotiations.
Alright. So, can I jump? Can I make that? Yes, I can. That's dumb. That's spectacularly dumb. But that's what I've come to expect from this game. So, I've been playing this game for 10 years. It has never not been the most busted thing I've ever seen.
Thank you for the invitation. Starfleet certainly knows how to organize their meetings on a grand scale. I trust that the Republic will be able to take a leadership role in studying this sphere. The extensive knowledge we've gained from the Solanae sphere should give us an advantage here. And, after all, the gateway that leads to both of these spheres is in Republic space.
That's not the only thing we need to decide here. What about the Undine?
Yes, the Undine. Very interesting. My security advisors have been looking over the data, and we are all very curious to hear what you and Admiral Tuvok have to say on the matter.
Thank you for attending. Please take a position at the podium. Okay, so I gotta talk to the Xindi first. The Xindi, with his weird voice actor. Yes. Did not expect that to break. Yes. Hey, Rom, what's up? Oh, they're not gonna have Rom be the guy who's like, I'm gonna turn this into a vacation place. Come on, Rom, not you.
The Xindi are here to support Admiral Tuvok's call for cooperation. We know what tragedies befall a people who are being manipulated by outsiders, as we once were. The Undine's lies and manipulation remind us of the Sphere Builders, whose deceptions led us to make one of the greatest mistakes in our history. There are 5 races on my world. We all know reaching a consensus can be difficult, but the Xindi are living proof that if we put aside animosity, our differences can make us stronger.
You know, it always struck me as weird that when they made the update to the Odyssey uniforms, they never put the diplomatic corps in like the fancy formal ones. This uniform is like what, 40 years old by this point? This formal uniform that they're wearing.
The Federation's position is quite clear. We believe the only way to safeguard the future of the Alpha and Beta Quadrants is for all the galactic powers to behave as reasonable entities and work together to oppose those who would threaten our worlds. It doesn't matter if that threat comes from the Undine, the Borg, or the Iconians. The response is the same.
That was unexpectedly brief. Thank you, Ambassador. Jiro's a bit of a motor mouth. Excuse me, Tess, I gotta go over here. You got some tetrazine just hanging out over here. Gotta take care of that. Yep. Corin! That's her name! I don't like you. I do not like you.
I sincerely hope that the Federation is not wasting our time here. If your presentation is to explain the threat posed by the Undine, let me spare you the effort. The Klingon Empire has been aware of this threat for quite some time now.
Thank you, Ambassador.
You've spoken with representatives of all of the delegations. You should return to Admiral Tuvok.
Oh, should I? Thank you, number 6. Get out of my brain.
To begin. Will you complete the final preparations for the conference while I speak to Captain Sean? After that, your assistance in encouraging everyone to take their seats would be appreciated.
Understood. I'll finish the preparations and then direct people to their seats. Why am I doing this? This is the work of the diplomatic corps. Why am I the one? Why is a starship captain doing this? Hey. Officer. Nope, it's gonna be this guy.
Oh, yes, I will. Sit.
I was just going. Don't rush me.
Ah, it seems the time has come at last. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome. I hope Rom isn't about to have the voice of the Legion. Because the Ferengi, like, steps up. Like, one of the Ferengi is going to step up and, like, start going, like, we need to, like we're gonna turn this into the next Ryza.
I suppose we can begin.
No.
You can start the presentation from the control console.
I am Admiral Tuvok. Welcome to my TED Talk.
The Undine represent a clear and present danger to not only the Federation, but also the Klingon Empire and Romulan Republic. The damage done here by a mere handful of ships is clear evidence for the need for cooperation.
With respect, Admiral, the Romulan Republic is quite capable of leading exploration and security measures here, just as we have led efforts to secure the Solanae sphere. My militia.
I find it interesting that the Federation suddenly has concerns about the Undine now. Where was the Federation when the Empire discovered Undine infiltrators in the Alpha Quadrant? Or is the Federation only interested now the Undine threatens something you want?
Given the exceptionally complicated nature of such...
Ambassador, given what we now know, that was a mistake. The Empire recognized the Undine threat years ago. We didn't.
You admit you are wrong?
The evidence provided by Admiral Tuvok and his team is sound.
Thank you, Captain Shaw. However, dwelling on past mistakes will not solve the problems of the present.
Our fleet stands ready to protect both spheres from the Undine.
The Undine can wait. We have more important business to discuss. Who owns this sphere? I represent a consortium of businessmen on Ferengina. We are prepared to invest significant venture capital into transforming this sphere into a vacation destination to rival Risa. I have a proposal of $500,000 of... What's that?
Tuvok to Voyager. Report.
A massive fleet of Undine vessels just appeared from a rift. They're setting a course for the gateway.
The Undine? What do they want?
Unknown. Direct to Lisette. Track their course.
Enterprise to Captain Sean. We're receiving a distress signal from Earth's space dock.
Sean to Federation fleet. Red alert. Prepare for immediate departure.
The Federation is our enemy, but the Undine attack like assassins in the night.
We will crush the Comic-Con!
Sure. Whatever, Corin.
A significant Undine force is headed for the Sol system. We must stop the Undine from breaching Earth's defenses.
Alright, beam up. Gonna be a little late on that front. Again, why do the Undine need the gates?
Species 8472 is already below Earth's space dock. Once we are through the gateway, we must render assistance as soon as possible.
I think I saw a couple Typhoons in there. Typhons. Typhons. Why do the Undine need the gates? This is never explained. They don't need the gates at all. They don't. They can come out of fluidic space wherever the fuck they please.
I am picking up several distress calls from across the system. Curious. There are fewer Undine vessels than we witnessed using the gateway.
Any word from Starfleet Command?
Negative. Subspace relay booster network appears to be offline. I am reading Undine ships attacking Earth's space dock, as well as attacks on the lunar colonies and the orbital habitat on the far side of Earth.
We need to split our forces if we're going to stop the Undine in multiple locations.
Agreed. Enterprise will clear the area around the lunar colonies.
Understood. We'll head towards Earth's space dock.
Fine. Jirok and I will clear the far side of the planet.
Good hunting.
Enterprise will set course for Luna.
The Fortescue and the Lisette will lead the fight on the far side of Earth.
Drives me crazy. I feel like the lighting is a little weird on this map. I don't know if this made the transition to lighting 2.0 very well. Because this is supposed to be a dark map. And it is really weirdly brightly lit.
Earth's space dock is taking severe structural damage.
You lose. That's what the ship says.
If we do not hurry, Earth's space dock may be destroyed.
So this is also the mission where we trashed the old Earth ESD interior.
Dreadnought, inbound.
Who cares?
The Undine on the other side of the planet were no match for Klingon warriors.
Oh, isn't that great? I'm so happy for you, Corin.
Lunar colony secure.
Oh, good. Yeah, who cares
Put an end to this together.
if it's a Tethys Dreadnought? I don't. Now, was there a Tethys Dreadnought? Yeah, there it is. Could have sworn they said something about a Tethys Dreadnought. It blew her up real nice. 6 out of 10.
Any ships still in range?
Hold up a minute. I gotta go get a thing. Yep, had to go get entertainment provisions. Remember, all that is, according to Al Rivera, is hookers and blow.
Any ships still in range? There are Undine hunting parties on Earth's space dock. We're fighting them, but
Comms are spotty. I was lucky to get an external signal working. We need any assistance you can spare.
What happened? Where's the rest of the fleet?
There are Undine ships attacking key sites across the quadrant. Our ships are responding to everything they can, but we're stretched thin. When the Undine arrived here, they damaged every ship in the system, hit the orbital platforms, and then most of them just left. Automated defense systems are offline. We're struggling just to keep control of the station.
Render what assistance we can.
I've received orders from New Romulus. In light of this situation, the Lisette is being recalled to defend the homeworld. I will contact you if there is any change.
Understood. Admiral Tuvok, recommendations?
The boarding parties on Earth space dock should be our main concern. The Undine will be attempting to cripple Starfleet operations, gain valuable data, and capture ranking officers. We cannot afford to allow them to succeed. I am prepared to beam down immediately. Your assistance will greatly improve our chances of...
Earth space dock has sustained severe damage from multiple Undine boarding parties. We must locate Admiral Quinn. The most expedient path to the Admiral's office is through those doors. Our mission objectives are clear. We must ascertain the whereabouts of Admiral Quinn and expel all Undine boarders. Teams from other ships, including some Klingon and Romulan vessels, have beamed to lower decks here on the station. While their willingness to assist us is unexpected, their desire to see this enemy stopped is gratifying.
So yeah, this is the old, I think this is where you used to make a fleet. This is where you used to, like, make your fleets and shit. Oh, this guy whom I've never met before. Hello. Yeah, well, when they changed the tutorial, they like added like a bunch of characters who were suddenly acting like they knew your character the whole time, and so your character was like, yeah, hi there. I don't know who you are.
Everything hurts. What? Who? Admiral Tuvok.
What happened here?
I don't... What? The windows. They came through the windows, walking on the hull. I don't know. After the Klingon and Borg attacks during my cadet cruise, I thought working at Earth space dock would be less traumatic.
He seems rattled. What can we do?
Indeed. I can initiate a mind meld. It will calm him, and I will be able to learn what he knows about the attack. This is not normally something I would suggest, but I believe that in this instance it is necessary.
Do what you need to do. I'll keep watch.
My mind to your mind. My thoughts to your thoughts.
Hey. Could have sworn I had a cryo grenade. I could have sworn I put the cryo grenade on. Full-time grenade launcher.
I'm feeling better now. Thank you. The Undine, yes. They just appeared in close orbit. We were taken by surprise and none of the defense systems worked. I don't know why. They've been killing people. I don't know what they want, but they've been systematic about their attacks. They want something.
Come with us. We'll get through this together.
There is more going on with these boarding parties than mere description. Phaser fire. There are more Starfleet officers fighting nearby. We need to manually activate the fire suppression systems.
I thought Earth space dock would be a quiet assignment.
Be cautious. There are more Undine nearby.
I think that's good. Yep, Rack has assumed the position.
Admiral Tuvok, I'm gonna help hold this position. I'm not much of a soldier, but I can make repairs and help keep this area clear of Undine. I hope Admiral Quinn is okay. He was on comms a few minutes ago, but the transmission was cut off.
We'll find Admiral Quinn. Stay safe.
Be cautious. There are more Undine nearby.
I'll save you.
I'll stay here. Good luck.
I think he's supposed to be dead. Yep. Still broken. I was wondering if I was going to get this glitch. View the extent of damage to Earth space dock.
The damage is extensive, but we will rebuild. First, however, we must drive species 8472 back to fluidic space. The damage is extensive, but we will rebuild. First, however, we must drive species 8472 back to fluidic space.
That person's supposed to be like prone or like just like floating outside. That has been broken for years. Like, that NPC has been broken for literal years. And this one. This guy's supposed to be dead. Like, he's supposed to die while you're coming down this corridor. Okay.
Admiral Quinn.
So, here's a fun little... Yeah, I'm going to go over here first. So this is a fun little bit. For years, it had been there had been a meme that Quinn was an Undine. That it was going to be revealed that Admiral Quinn had been an Undine all along. Oh shit, he's an Undine! Man, I'm gonna have like an army. Nice.
The shape-shifting nature of species 8472 makes them a dangerous foe. We will have to proceed with caution to avoid being caught unaware again. Clearly, Admiral Quinn is not here. He may be still alive elsewhere on the station. The logical course of action amidst so much chaos will be to re-establish the chain of command.
I'm open to suggestions. How should we proceed?
Perhaps we can establish more reliable communications by directly linking to the starbase's internal systems. The consoles here can be used for that purpose. Make the attempt. I will keep watch for more Undine.
All right.
I will cover you.
Who is this? Communications are damaged. One moment. This is Admiral Quinn.
How do we know you're the real Admiral Quinn?
I suppose that's a valid question. You reported to me after the attack on Vega Colony. I took a chance on promoting you. I see now it was the right one. Admiral Tuvok, we spoke briefly about your mission right before you reported back to Voyager. You mentioned your wife and said it was fortunate you had time to visit Vulcan to see T'Pel before the conference.
I believe you. I don't, but sure.
Admiral, what is your status?
I'm pinned down in my office with Egan. We've been trying to get internal comms and sensors working. What's your status?
Not good. A lot of people are dead.
The Undine boarding parties appear to have some goal in mind, but we are unsure as to what it might be. Admiral, I suggest you hold your position. We will make our way to you.
We'll be there soon.
Stay alert for more imposters.
Where the hell do I go? This way? Or is this where I came in? This way.
There are still more Undine on the station. I can feel their anger.
At what? The Undine know we're not attacking them. What are they angry at? They know we're not the ones who are constantly attacking them. In fact, they know that nobody that they are currently attacking is responsible. They are uniquely positioned to know this.
The way is blocked. There may be an alternate on the upper deck.
Like, the Undine have no reason. They have no storyline justification for doing what they're doing. Because everything the story tells us reveals that the Undine would be the only people, they would be the first to know that the Iconians were coming back. Like, they would be the first group of people sounding the alarm. Okay. Some of these injured officers are actually Undine. Yeah, like, everything the game tells us says that it makes no sense for the Undine to be attacking at all. So why? Like, literally why are the Undine attacking?
Admiral Quinn and Commander Egan are below. The Admiral appears to require medical treatment. It is agreeable to see you, Admiral.
I was saying, could you take damage, please? You know what? Do I still have this in my inventory? Hang on. I do. You know what? I think this thing is cool. As much as I don't like Discovery, I do think that this thing is cool. I'm going to use this for this fight. Like 25th century phaser battle rifle. Quinn is dazed, but he's not appeared to be critically injured. Hang in there. Oh, okay. We're not in the boss fight yet. So, Egg here. Egg is a mission giver. Back when Memory Alpha was a thing, a place you could go to. Egg was the guy who gave you the mission to go there. This guy was one of the oldest NPCs in the game.
Thank you. Now, maybe we should... Commander Egg.
I don't know why he has the speaker on there.
Egg. Where are you going?
One moment.
I don't know why Quinn is beeping either.
Intriguing. The amount of resistance Starfleet has offered is unexpected. That being said...
The weak will perish. And you are weak.
But that's an old... What's that guy doing there? Why is there an Andorian in, like, the old uniform there?
He is tapping into the bioship's power.
Hello?
Was an Undine? That would explain what happened to our defense grid. He would have known they were coming, and had ample opportunity to sabotage us. Damn. Didn't see that coming.
What are your orders, Admiral?
It's hard to believe.
Why is he beeping?
He attacked me mentally.
Why are you beeping?
I couldn't stop him. We have much to consider.
Why is he beeping?
Tuvok! What's going on? Tuvok! Can you hear me? Tuvok!
Why is Quinn beeping? Is Quinn a secret Cylon?
Hello, Tuvok. Egan was too weak. He spent too much time among humans. He served his purpose, and you will be far too late.
Too late for what?
Your quadrant will fall. The weak will perish. This dimension will be cleansed, purified of infestation. Your efforts are meaningless. I know your thoughts, Tuvok.
Indeed, Doctor. But I have taken advantage of this connection to look into your mind as well.
What?
I understand now what your plans are. You will not succeed.
You can't stop us. Tuvok! Tuvok!
Admiral Tuvok! Admiral!
Diversion. This was all a diversion.
What do you mean?
Why is he beeping?
Their real target is Kronos.
Why is Quinn beeping whenever he talks? I have never seen that in this game before. That's new.
Kronos may not have much time. The Federation and the Empire have been at war for far too long. Now we must join together for the common good.
That's new. That's a new way for this game to break. Why is he beeping? Well, Glunde wanted to beam up. Laying a course for Kronos. Frackin' toasters.
We have arrived in the Kronos system. At this time, the ruins of Praxis are concealing our arrival from the Undine. The Klingon homeworld defense fleet has engaged the bulk of the Undine forces, but they appear to be taking heavy casualties.
Just 2 Federation ships? 2? Where is the Enterprise? Where's the rest of your fleet? I knew better than to trust Starfleet. Run when you should fight.
Reinforcements are on their way, Corin.
The Romulans have promised additional aid, as has Starfleet Command. The Enterprise is contacting all available ships and...
Words are meaningless. Deeds show the true heart of a warrior. Join me if you are not as cowardly as the rest of the Federation. Today is a good day to die.
I don't like her. Didn't mean to do that, but sure. Let's get the party started.
That was only a small force. The rest of the Undine fleet are not so easily defeated.
Are you afraid, Vulcan?
The Romulan Republic has made commitments to its allies. We are here to honor them.
Target's shields have failed.
day of glory! Think of it as an increase in your opportunities to die with honor.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting a little rubber banding.
My apologies for being late.
Just one more ship.
Not exactly. We brought you a friend.
Okay, somebody's got this lance. Certainly is a lot going on right now. Now that I can see shit. Do you need some help, Juvok? Inventory's full. And it's not even giving temporary HP anymore. What the hell's up with that? Okay, salvage. Start. I don't know what the hell's going on outside, but it sure sounds interesting. What the hell is going on? Fleet support platform. Okay, whatever. It's okay, the ending can wait. Okay. Eject the tribble. There we go. What's the matter, Corrin? You didn't want to go to the party without me? Oh. It is a party. I'm doing everything but defending Kronos right now. Oh man, how is this cutscene gonna break? There's a cutscene at the end of this bit that is real elaborate on the scripting. I wonder how it's gonna work, or if it's gonna work.
The Undine had brought a large crack through a quantum
old science bridge.
They're powering up weapons.
The Undine have a new planet killer.
Got shoot out to the
ship and fire all weapons.
Oh wow. It's completely busted. It's broken as hell.
They're too strong.
The only thing working is Jarak.
Voyager has one nanite torpedo remaining from her time in the Delta Quadrant. Such devices proved effective against the Undine in the past. Tactical. Fire when ready.
It's so...
They took some damage, but the planet killer can still fire. I can get the Aquarius into firing position above her and exploit the opening in her shields, but someone will need to keep the Undine distracted.
Is it? Ah, this is nice. I am wall. You shall not, we shall pass. You cannot stop the wall that is coming for you. Oceanus Planet Killer, interesting. I didn't know what it was called.
Weapons are offline. This is our only chance.
Wow, it's so broken.
Aquarius on the collision course.
It's so broken.
Acknowledged. Do we have Sean's coordinates?
Getting locked now, sir.
While Glenda's just firing away.
He did it, sir. The planet killer has been destroyed.
Tuvok to Allied fleet. Stand down. The Undine are retreating.
Captain Sean.
Transporter room. Did you get him?
Yeah, of course they got him.
Captain Sean to Admiral Tuvok. Permission to come aboard?
Man, these cutscenes are all kind of busted.
The Klingon High Council wishes to discuss the most recent developments. We have been invited to transport directly to the High Council chambers.
Beam to Kronos. These cutscenes are all kinds of busted. Like, I knew the scripting on that sequence had to be broken somehow. I think originally, like, in that cutscene where Sean pilots the Aquarius into the Planet Killer, it showed your ship breaking off, as opposed to just sitting there, like, plinking away at the Planet Killer. And the Planet Killer returning fire on your ship, which good luck with that. The Planet Killer beams, like, bounce off of a decent, any decently kitted exploration cruiser will just laugh at a Planet Killer's, Planet Killer beam. So yeah, and that was just like a tier 5, which is a laugh at the beam. Like, this was before tier 6. I was in a fleet tier 5 when this first came out. Tier 6 was the next... It was the summer. I think this was the anniversary? Yeah, I think this mission came out around the anniversary. Because there's a mission about testing out the... there was a mission about testing out the biomolecular torpedoes aboard the Enterprise. And you were temporarily in command. So yeah, I think this was an anniversary mission, and then it was that summer. No. Wait. When was this? When was this? This was like... I want to say it was an anniversary mission, but I'm not sure. I do know that Delta Rising came out the summer after this mission. It came out the summer of that year. I don't know exactly when, though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! We're getting some video hiccups.
There are many here who have seen the danger Species A472 presents with their own eyes for the first time. Thank you for your assistance in protecting both Earth and Kronos from the Undine. However terrible, this battle did have one benefit. Today's fight opened the door to what may be a lasting peace between the Federation and the Empire. Now we must have the courage to compromise for the greater good. In its way, that can be more difficult than waging war. The formalities will begin soon. Until then, I must take the time to speak to others who were instrumental in the success of this mission.
That was a close one, but I'm fortunate Voyager transported me off the ship at the last second. It would have been a worthy sacrifice. Kronos is too important to lose.
A true peace may not be on the table yet.
Why?
We can at least broker a lasting armistice. But first, we celebrate today. Earth and Kronos are safe.
Why are you beeping? That's new! That's a new way for the game to break! Like, I have given up apologizing for this game's flaws at this point. Because if Cryptic gave a shit... Yeah, like, if Cryptic gave a shit... I just end it there. Like, if Cryptic gave a shit about it. Like, they would have done something about it by now. It's just... What? How it's been 10 years, how are you discovering new things to, like, horrify me with?
You have shown your true nature today. Worf was correct. There is honor in the Federation. The conflict between us has gone on long enough. Now we should turn our blades toward the real enemy. I remember you from the Gateway activation. You fought well today. May our meetings on the battlefield always be as glorious.
Did you just cut... Did that just pop in your brain, Corin? You just now realized I was the guy?
I served in Starfleet, and now I serve the Empire. There are many on both sides of the current conflict for whom I have deep respect. I see this as an opportunity. We may find we have more in common than we realize.
I always wanted to kick Worf's ass. I always wanted that moment to, like, call Worf out on what a hypocrite he is, running to the Empire over the Undine. Because, here's the thing. Like, what's the difference between the Undine and the Changelings? Like, you thought it was wrong then for the Empire to, like, go back to the old ways. The old ways of, like, merciless conquest. That nobody would be safe. It was wrong then, but it was right now under Jem'Hadar? Like, it was wrong under Gowron, who was sane, if a bit backstabby. But it's right under Jem'Hadar, who is just a fucking cartoon villain. Like, and then let's talk about all the people. Let's talk about, because Worf made his bed when he chose the Federation in Deep Space Nine. Because Worf had served in the KDF for several months in Next Gen. There was a civil war, and he left Starfleet to serve at Gowron's side. So he had no end of Klingon operational knowledge of ships and tactics that he would share with the crew of Deep Space Nine. And even in Next Generation, he had knowledge of, like, decades-old birds of prey that he could share with Riker, that he did so freely. So he made his bed in Deep Space Nine when he chose the Federation over the Empire. When he took a stand and said what the Empire was doing was wrong. Regardless of the potential threat of the Changelings. What they were doing was wrong. So, 25th century rolls around, Jem'Hadar decides, I'm going to do the same thing. At the time Worf told Gowron that his invasion was wrong, he had no reason to believe that there weren't changelings on Cardassia. He took a moral stand that this was wrong. But suddenly Jem'Hadar's, like, war against the Federation was right? And how much operational information of the Federation did Worf divulge to the Klingons in turn? How many people that Worf had previously served with had sworn to protect at one point? How many people whose life he owed, who he owed his life to at some point, has he gotten killed for the operational knowledge he imparted to the Klingons? I always wanted there to be a moment where you called Worf out on it. Where you called Worf out on just what a giant, flaming hypocrite he is. And they never did it. And that's bullshit.
My people have respected the Federation ever since our first encounter with your famed Captain Kirk. I have advised Chancellor Jem'Hadar that the Gorn support the idea of a ceasefire. Perhaps this will lead to greater freedom for all of us.
Ceasefire!
Our people come from a culture of deception and division. We've rejected our past in favor of open alliances. Perhaps it's time for the Federation and the Empire to set aside their past as well. We would welcome a ceasefire between our allies.
Yeah, break it up, you two. Yeah.
Earth and Kronos are safe, and the Romulan Republic is pleased to assist its allies. I just wish my father could see all of us working together toward a common goal. This is the future he dreamed of.
There you go, you see? That's what I'm talking about. Like there's the Defectors, the episode that's referring to. Like Jorok's got backstory. She's got, like, Corrin is just murder.
The 5 races of the Zindi once tried to exterminate humanity. Through the efforts of a few people who were willing to change, we put aside our weapons and worked through our differences. Now, we are members of the Federation. Peace came with great difficulty, but that is the way of most things worth having. The Undine are here. They're spreading lies and dividing us from within. Now, more than ever, we need to set aside our animosities and work together for the greater good.
What are you trying to do with this accent? What is this voice? What is this voice I'm trying to speak through? That just leaves one guy. Oh, House of Collect Political Aid. Yes, I would like to not speak to Jem'Hadar.
I admit, I did not expect the Federation to act with such honor. I do not know what the final decision of the High Council will be, but rest assured that the Undine will pay. We will hunt down every last Kameku and destroy them for what they have done here today.
Did you have a stroke, lady? 'Cause, like, one side of your face is just kind of not moving. Oh, good. I get to talk to Jem'Hadar. Can I just save us all the trouble now and end Jem'Hadar while I'm here? I mean, that probably wouldn't end the war. Or actually, you know, it actually might end the war if I just killed Jem'Hadar right here. I just... Can I just save us all the trouble? He's batshit crazy. He's straight up evil. He's corrupt. Can I just do it? Can I just Game of Thrones this guy right now, please?
You fought well for someone from Starfleet.
Oh, fuck you. Surprised he didn't beep.
Many fine warriors have earned their places in Stovacor today. They died with honor, fighting one of our most formidable enemies. The Undine brought the battle to our very threshold. The fine warriors standing before me pushed them back. Let us honor our sacrifices and our accomplishments by ending...
So, you are the humans of the Milky Way. You have come further than we expected. But still you chase our shadows.
We are not here to impress you, demon! We stand united, and there is no one who can...
We give you a single warning to the root, attract our attention again.
What was that? You know what that was!
That was the reason we need to work together.
Why is he beeping?
It's time for our feud to end.
Agreed. From this day forward, all hostilities between the Empire and the Federation will cease.
How do you not know what that was?
The Iconians use servitor races and other species to do their fighting for them. Species A472 has been an unknowing catspaw of the Iconians for some time.
How?
This time, however, the Undine were defeated, and it was our combined strength that allowed us to prevail. Thousands of years ago, the Iconians were defeated by an alliance of races. I predict their ultimate aim has been to prevent such an alliance from happening again.
How have the Undine been unknowing catspaws when they've infiltrated everybody? It just, no matter how many times you try to turn that story over in your head, it doesn't make sense. If they infiltrated everybody, if they had control of Egan for God knows how long, then they know that we're not attacking them. In which case, why would they continue to attack us? Why would they waste their resources and their time attacking someone they know is not attacking them and somebody who has no idea what the hell is going on? But the conflict between the Federation and the Empire is over.
There have been periods in our combined history when the Federation and the Empire have not been at war, but they have not been allies either.
Bullshit.
This may be the beginning of such a time.
It's not.
It will be up to us to determine what happens next. With time, we may even restore the alliance that came out of the Khitomer Accords.
What happens now?
Voyager will return to the Delta Quadrant. There is much to do there, and the Jenolan Sphere will need to be protected from further Undine assaults. I am sure I will see you again. You have been a worthy ally, and your wisdom and courage will be called upon in the days ahead. Until then, live long and prosper.
Until then. It's just, you can't justify the Undine attacking anyone. You can't. Because either they're attacking everyone or they're infiltrating. And if they're infiltrating, then they're going to realize that they're attacking the wrong people. So why would they continue attacking the wrong people instead of trying to figure out who is the one actually attacking them? And the easiest way to figure that out is talk to people. Work it out. Whatever this is, we got bigger problems, guys. Like, oi. It makes no sense. Oh, now he won't talk. Your service has quite literally saved the Quadrant as we know it. Both Earth and Kronos will rebuild in the wake of these terrible attacks, and a new day dawns for the Federation. One where we may someday re-establish the once strong alliance we had with the Klingon Empire. The whole reason for this mission was that the alliance was basically reforged anyways. The whole thing with the Federation Klingon War didn't last out of the first year of the game. That was the last time it was. That was the first time and the last time it was relevant. After that, everything just proceeded as if, like, everything just barely even mentioned it, if at all. It was just a non-thing. It was a non-event. It was nothing. There was, like, when they there used to be a different Earth space dock early on, and one of the events they had planned was the Klingons were going to show up and blow it up. But they never did it. So there was nothing. There was nothing. The war just didn't matter, and it didn't matter for years and years and years until this. This was year 4, I think. It didn't matter for years and years and years. And people were sick of it. People were sick of, when are we just gonna, like, end this fucking war storyline? Because that doesn't make sense and it doesn't matter at all. That's what surface tension is. It's putting a bullet in the Klingon War. Because the Klingon War never went anywhere. Unlike the current storyline, which is the Klingon Civil War, which is actually good. So you get ground traits and space traits. Kits. This, I think, is good. The micro-energy conduit. Or multi-conduit energy relay, so. If it is your first time through, this might actually be a pretty good... enhanced biomolecular photon torpedo launcher... heavy biomolecular turret. I think those are rep items. So if this is your first time through the game, this might be a good item to pick up. I'm going to pick it up anyways. The traits are nice as well. And if you got if you're still with like default kits by the time you get to this, definitely pick up one of these. That's it for the Dyson Sphere. Really short arc. Only really three missions long. The others are just busy work. And then you have the Delta Quadrant. So 2 missions, 3 missions, and then we have to patrol a bunch of places. This is a patrol wrapper. To another patrol wrapper. Another patrol wrapper. That's its own that's its own storyline. That's a ground zone like Defera or New Romulus. That's a long one. Another patrol wrapper. Another patrol wrapper. Another patrol wrapper. Yeah. The Delta Quadrant's gonna take a while. This is a long, long arc. Oi. I'll see you then.